Hello, welcome back to Brain Muffin at the Movies and pop culture and merchandising and all that fun stuff. And the big question on everybody's mind throughout the entire interwebs is, where is Rose Tico? Apparently, the very racist and sexist Disney has removed her from merchandising. They had on a lot of the pre-release stuff, the images of stuff that was coming out. She was very prominent on many things, and now that the stuff's hitting the shelves, Rose Tico is nowhere. Where has she gone? Where's Rose Tico? The hashtag Where's Rose Tico campaign asked Lucasfilm why Rose Tico got removed from Star Wars merch. And this is just a handful of the articles I found. I mean, this was all on the first page of Google and not hard to find. So we have Comic Years. We have Bounding into Comics. We have the Mary Sue. We have Daily Dot. We have Relevant Magazine. We have slashfilm.com, epicstream.com, Nerdist, and uprocks.com. And it goes on and on and on and on. Where, oh, where is Rose Tico? And what in the world is Ethan going to think of this? Since he's the only one that bought all of those Rose Tico action figures back in the first running, after when he saw The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi made him cry, but Rose Tico brought sunshine and roses, pun intended, to his life. Marie Tran's character in Star Wars The Last Jedi is the first Asian presenting figure in the space saga that drew so much from filmmakers like Akira Kurosawa. However, in the time since the preview of the new Star Wars merchandise and the release, fans are asking on social media, where's Rose? It seems Rose Tico has been removed from t-shirts, posters, and other merchandise after appearing on the previews of these items. See, I told you. Fans noticed this, taking to social media to complain about Rose and erasure using the hashtag Where's Rose. Unfortunately, this campaign hasn't made enough noise to warrant a response from Lucasfilm or parent company Disney. It's because they're a bunch of racist and sexist people. Look, Disney made Song of the South. That still is their culture. They want to hide it, and they want to, with all these diversity hires, and they want to pretend. But how many women of color are in any kind of power at Disney or Lucasfilm? Lucasfilm, I know, has one. Kathleen Kennedy's right-hand woman is a woman of color, but where are they? Where are the trans? I can't believe that, as I said in my Captain Marvel parody video, they have a trans woman in that parody movie for Captain Marvel. Where are they in the universe of MCU? Where are they in Star Wars? Surely Star Wars, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, but it was much more technically advanced. Surely there must be all kinds. They must have transracial, not well, I guess trans. What would that be? The human race, but aliens turning people. I mean, we did it in Babylon 5. We had a human become a Minbari, part Minbari, a Minbari not born of Minbari. And that was the 90s. That was 20 plus years ago. Where is the representation? Oh, Kathleen. Unfortunately, this campaign hasn't made... Oh, I already read that. Yet some fans have their own theories as to why Rose went missing, and it's not a great reason. Tran caught a lot of hate from angry fans. This is not true. This has been floating around since The Last Jedi came out, but actually I think before the movie came out. She left social media because of Hollywood and all the crap that they were giving her, all the media in Hollywood, and how she was always just going to be, the stereotypical Asian second-rate character, and she got off of it. Has nothing to do with the movie, but I digress. Rian Johnson's middle installment of the latest Star Wars saga trailer proved to be controversial for a number of reasons. Some fans, it seems, were generally disappointed on how by how the filmmaker treated the character of Luke Skywalker. Absolutely. However, a small but not non-existent minority of fans seem to resent the characters themselves. This is bullcrap. Labeled a Mary Sue. Rey is a Mary Sue. So much so that we ought to really consider renaming the Mary Sue. Easily efficient with the Force is both Luke and... Okay. She was easily more proficient with the Force than both Luke and Anakin. Not as. Luke was not proficient in the Force. He got his butt handed to him. He got his hand cut off. Anakin lost his both arms. He lost both arms and legs. John Boyega's Finn faced backlash because some people thought couldn't be a stormtrooper. That didn't exist either. That was a bunch of astroturfing by people who wanted to make there seemed like there was this alt-right hatred. I was pissed off because they made Finn, the only black man, the comedy, in The Last Jedi was even worse. And they made him into a janitor, made him space janitor. You couldn't be more stereotypical than that. And that was in The Force Awakens. And I was really disappointed that he was not Force sensitive. I thought that's where they were going with that and all the previews. And they really, that was a great, if you will, put that in air quotes, maneuver on Jar Jar's part, because he kind of fooled us all. So I'm done with that, because that's garbage. And we know, and it's been, Kelly Marie Tran has multiple times said that that's not true, but we'll move on. Rose Tico removed from posters. Okay, we already said using the hashtag fans posted examples. All right, so remains an appreciated character, removed from any dissatisfaction about The Last Jedi. Even if they find her and Finn's story extraneous, they don't hate the character. No, whatever. So you basically you went against what you already wrote, but that's because what you wrote was false. New report. Okay, Twitter user Jenny Nicholson posted a lengthy thread detailing a number of Star Wars merchandise that sees Rose Tico's character out of the final product. Okay, so this person's talking about the Fandom Menace. I don't know if this person's part of the Fandom Menace. Is that a MAGA hat in the background? I'm going to go full screen just briefly. I don't know what that is on the Stormtrooper. God bless, get out of the way. This thing right here, I don't know what that is. Pilsner Urquell, really? Ugh. Blech. I mean, if you're going to drink that kind of style of beer, that's okay. But if you can find Budvar, it's much, much better, and it's not as skunky. And used to be able to find, well, they check VAR now, but Budvar used to be all over the place, and then Budweiser put it into that. That's the original Budweiser. YouTuber Salty Cracker speculates Rose Tico was removed from the merchandise because there were somebody who has some analytics. They've got some metrics, and they understand will sell more of those Rebel t-shirts if she's got nobody on it as opposed to Rose Tico. There might be some truth to that. Now, that actually might be true. But a lot of those action figures from those movies did not sell well. Not just hers. Rey, and you can still find Rey on bargain shelves. You can still find first run Rey figures on bargain shelves from the first movie. 4 years later, insane. So we've got some people who are seeing blaring red sirens as all over Disney's tower, going, "Holy shit! This guaranteed multi-million. Okay, blah 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 blah." And they are trying to stem that. Maybe. I mean, that's a big maybe. Although I don't understand, if you had that analytical information, why you would put the character on the merchandise and then take her off of it. So I kind of think there might be some truth here to this speculation, but from Salty Cracker here. But I don't know why, if you had the analytics, why in the world would you put her on in the first place? But she's even been removed from, and I'm hoping to find some pictures of this, of the posters where there's multiple characters. I might sort of understand where she's the only one, like on t-shirts and things. But again, if you had the analytics, you wouldn't design that. And why are you removing her from group photos? Where sometimes it's very small. She's not on there prominently. You've got Finn, and you've got Rey, and you've got BB-8 and Chewbacca and all these different characters. Why would you do that? So Disney's the increase our consumer products business was due to growth at our merchandising license. Yeah, the Marvel stuff is actually pretty good, based on Toy Story, particular offset by a decrease from Star Wars. Yeah, the Star Wars merchandise is pathetic. And I need to do some video. I got to go shopping this weekend, and I've been very, very surprised at how small. Here we are 2 months out, and how small the Star Wars merchandise section is in the toy section. Now these are pseudo department stores. I mean, well, one's a Meijer, it's a big grocery store type thing, but it also has retail stuff. It's definitely possible that some execs at Disney might have decided to try and address the decline now that Bob Iger appears to have already set sail with the release of his memoir a year before he's expected to retire. Yeah. So, and no comments here either. No, here we are. Money, pandering. Okay. Possibly the worst Star Wars character since Jar Jar. Yeah, she was not a very good character. I think Kelly Marie Tran got the short end of that deal. What Rian Johnson did with that character was just horrendous. And EBS is going, there we go, that's awesome. Jenny Nichols said, "Oh my God, Tico was cut out, or get angry." The Mary Sue is Full meltdown mode. Okay, so okay, is this the Mary? No, this is the Mary Sue. Where's Rose? So this is Jessica Mason. Disney's at it again with the merchandising shenanigans and Star Wars fans are calling them out. Last week was a special day for fans of that galaxy far, far away. Force Friday. It's when new Star Wars merchandise is released. Yeah. This Triple Force Fridays, Disney unveiled products to promote the video game, which probably won't do well. The Mandalorian, which has a potential. I know a lot of people who don't like Disney Star Wars who are really looking forward to the Mandalorian. We'll see. I'm gonna reserve judgment. I mean, even the Last Jedi, I reserved full judgment until I saw it, and I saw it, when I was quite drunk, and it was great. When it was drunk. This is the first time the fans have noticed this conspicuous lack of character and merchandising over the lack of Rey in the original. Okay, this is bull crap. This has been debunked numerous times. Rey had a figure in the very first wave of action figures for The Force Awakens. So it didn't sell very well, and I have seen Rey in so many varieties. Now for this movie, I've even seen Rey with a bionic arm that you can attach or something that looks like that. There's a new droid that looks like a lamp on a rollerball that apparently is smaller than BB-8. There seems to me that there was it for The Last Jedi? There was something like she had a jetpack and a rocket launcher almost similar to what you see on Boba Fett. I have seen so many versions of Rey in so many different things that this and I know World Class Bullshitters Jeff has done a couple of videos on this baloney. He nipped it in the bud when it first came out. Again, it's just like the Kelly Marie Tran leaving Twitter. Nothing to do with the fans, everything to do with the media. And Daisy Ridley left because she just found it a very toxic environment and had nothing to do with the fans either, and has stated multiple times. Yet they'll want to say that they ran her off. First of all, the Mary Sue, if you started with the truth, your articles would make more sense, and you would actually have something to stand on. However, the exclusion is Rose Tico is extra insidious, given the racist and misogynist response. Here we go again. This is bullcrap and has been. She was made into a stereotype too. So, and maybe in many ways, it's very fitting that Rian Johnson took the two stereotypes in the Star Wars universe and put them on an adventure together. Finn bumbling around, spilling stuff over, looking for the white woman. I mean, you got to understand how racist J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson are, that they both put Finn in extremely racist and stereotypical roles. A role. One made him a janitor, the other made him even more of a buffoon. Going after the white woman. It just, my black friends really were really turned off by that. Why is Rose not in these posters and merch? Now the posters I really would like to know. The merchandising I can almost see based, the other guy had the guy had a good point. Who was it? Salty Cracker? Wasn't it Salty Cracker? Who's probably a white guy, an old white guy. But again, I still have to believe if you have the analytics, why do you even put her in there in the first place? She did end with The Last Jedi in distress, and Rose is nowhere to be found in the two trailers we've seen. Yeah, I mean, she was knocked unconscious. And, she sexually assaults Finn and then falls unconscious, and he drags her across. That big old, somehow he drags her all that way, and no one even shoots at him. We have only seen her in one still from the Rise of Skywalker so far, however, so there's some hope. In the erasure of Rose, the work of a stupid executive somewhere, or does it hint at something even worse, the erasure of Rose Tico from the next film altogether? I don't know. Now, I know there's several other characters that they've talked about. It could be, too, that they just got too many freaking characters, and none of them are going to sell well. And they're all horrible, and they're going to do terrible things to Lando and Wedge, and, unless they completely break the pattern they've already set. And no one cares about the new characters, and Carrie Fisher is really dead. So, as a black woman, she's also breaking barriers in Star Wars. Who? Oh, played by me. No, this is Johanna. Star Wars. So I hope there aren't any whatever. The barriers are only there in your mind. It's a long time since any Star shenanigans past Jenny Nicholson. Every time Disney does something right, like making Star Wars a step more inclusive, the panic. But okay, whatever. Of course, this is the Mary Sue. This comment is deleted. All right, let's keep moving. I'm going to be here for 2 hours if I keep this up, but it's just over and over and over again. Heaps of new Star Wars merchandise. Okay, the question has sparked concern after leaked photos of merchandise revealed a noticeable lack of some major character. This became... I guess I have to click this on and see if I can see it on Instagram. Because I do have an ad blocker. It was revealed fans found themselves increasingly concerned. So this is, yeah. So I guess this is one of the ones where she's been, I know the Topps cards or some things that she's been removed from. Looks like she's been removed from the calendar. Now, that isn't, maybe it is 12 months. Maybe it is the whole thing. But again, it could be as simple as there's just too many. But to have the pre-release stuff, images have her in it, and then not the merchandise, that's just kind of weird. As real fans, some increasingly concerned. Arguably prominent. She's not a prominent character, but she is annoying. She's assaulting people who are trying to flee, and but it doesn't look. She doesn't look like a security guard. She's dressed like a mechanic, and never says that she has authority to do that. So, or to who gave her those orders, but fans still deserve better. I would say that, yes. Put the merchandise out, and if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. But this bait and switch type thing is just kind of weird. Number of designs initially incorporated the young mechanic were released with glaring holes where she should have been. Yep. She had once had been, rather. Rose's absence feels like the reaction to the backlash her character received, which is fake. The backlash is that she was a horrible character. You have this cute, spunky, I guess is the best way. She's energetic, young woman, and you make her this just bored out of her mind, drab character that, her sister dies in the beginning, and it's like we don't really have any connection with her. She assaults Finn with the cattle prod, and then somehow she knows some things about the I forget the First Order's ships, and then she sexually assaults Finn. She keeps him from the heroic sacrifice to save everybody. She's just it's just Rian Johnson. It's just, Rian Johnson, every character in that was goofy. Racist, sexist reactions to Tran received. No, she didn't. And they're not racist or sexist, and you're an idiot. So let's keep moving. I'd like somebody to come up with a better idea than what Salty Cracker has. Everybody's blaming the non-existent backlash. In the wake of, there was a sad, infuriating amount of racist, sexist criticism level. Okay, no, there wasn't. We all, show me. Go find the racist and sexist criticisms level at Roast Tico that's not about how bad that character is. The character is horrible. And in my view, the character is very disrespectful to the actress and to the race that is supposed to be representing. She's in there. She is definitely in there for diversity quotient. So that's the only thing Disney cares about. They can check a box. We have a generic Asian woman. Check. And they didn't do anything with her. They could have, these people, not even convinced that these people are supposed to be human other than they just look human. This is supposed to be in another galaxy, completely different race of people. So why would they necessarily look like us? Or be us for that matter. So this person doesn't look like they have any other idea. It's not the message we intended to send, just impact the same thing. Okay. When the Star Wars came out, there was a cry. Oh, okay. Daisy Ridley is Rey, and some of the merchandise was hitting the shelves. All right, I'm going to click on it because what are they talking about? Young fan had written a letter to Hasbro a year ago after she couldn't find her favorite character in the Star Wars Monopoly game, and the toy company went into crisis mode. Claimed that they left out due to spoilers and promised the fan that would be released an updated version of the game with a Rey token, but has walked back on the promise to release a Rey. Yeah. Probably because, there's insufficient interest. All right. So, okay. So there's your one thing. Your one piece is that, the Monopoly game. That is your, regarding the absence of, see, the implication here is that she didn't have any things, and yet she had all kinds of figures. While Rey is more prominent, of course, has been supposedly scrubbed out of the church. Trading cards, I have seen that about that. Promotional imagery as previously seen and before the merchandise have shelves. Okay. Those aren't the only examples either. If you look below, you'll see the resistance. Okay, so First Order. So there's lots of stuff. But do we have a reason? It's not just the clothing. So what happens here is in the Roman. Okay. This would be a reasonable explanation, but if they're, okay, is she trying to keep under wraps until okay. Yeah, okay, so that may be reasonable, maybe. Then why reveal that she looks like all the imagery leading up to the movie? I agree. You had in the pre-release images only to remove her. That doesn't make any sense. There's always the argument that it simply didn't sell well, which is true. Again, and that's kind of Salty Cracker's take on it. But if you have those analytics, why do you put her in there at all? You would be very selective if those analytics, and not just her character, any character that's going to be in the new movie isn't suddenly rise to prominence and hasn't sold well. Look at what things did sell relatively well, and those are the only things you really are targeting. And whether that's a demographic, or whether it's just a type of character, I remember, and you can still find them. But, I've seen videos of people go into store and they pull out every Rose. It's like every other figure is Rose Tico for a while. And, stores around me would have like 20 of them. They'd have 5 Rays. They'd have, 8 or 9 Finns. And they would have one Kylo Ren, because that was the only one that was actually selling. So this person doesn't know either. So let's go over to Epic Stream. Triple T. Okay, if it's truly exciting, what happened? Let's start with the Rebel t-shirt. Yeah, this is the one I wish I had an image of, because the font's even changed. I previewed, and actually, to me, the t-shirt looked pretty good. It's a woman's t-shirt. People notice the Rose is nowhere to. So what happened? Isn't that popular? The character in Star Wars, people reacted negatively to the character's introduction to Star Wars. Oh my God. No, that is not true. So who knows? Maybe they are waiting. Maybe it's a false controversy. So they see if there's actual demand, and in a couple of weeks, they'll actually hit the shelves very quietly, and then people will go, oh my God, it's here, it's here, it's here. Maybe that's the, has anybody thought of that this was all a plant? Okay. So racist attacks online with Strover off her Instagram. No, it's not true. Not true. Also not including any of the big toy sets. I don't know if she was. Yeah, but the Where's Rose campaign. Or all these fake fans asking for Rose now and they know how they're demise. Can I click? Yes, I can. Because I must be on here. So, I'm on here as myself. Awesome. Virtue Signaling and woke points. All right, one last article that I'm going to abuse people with, because I'm really interested as to why people think, other than the stupid ones that aren't based on any facts, why aren't they? What is going on here? Encouraged to spend dollars. Okay, it was pointed out by. So I'm guessing they're not going to have any idea. Undersold. Yeah, it is true. I can't imagine that the Funko Pops don't sell well at all. And I've seen like 5 or 6 versions of Rey in Funko Pop, and some of them don't make any sense. Yeah, it's a new calendar. And didn't she get a unfortunately, no. Yeah, more than Jar Jar. It's a terrible character. She is a terrible character, and I really feel for the actress, because in my view, it's really a shame. You took this young, vivacious actress, and I've seen clips and things of other things she's been in. She's a pretty decent actress. She can bring a lot of energy to a scene. She plays a nerd very well. She has a little slight goofiness about her that can work with characters, and that could have been something that they could do here, where she was a mechanic. I don't want to say, be another chucklehead here, because that's not what I'm going for, but something where, maybe one of the reasons she's there is she has a lot of knowledge, but her skills aren't that great. And maybe she drops things. She's a little clumsy, but she knows all kinds of stuff. A reason for her to be there other than to assault people. or she was trying to prove her worthiness or something like that. And I think that would have been more in lines with some of the things that Kelly, I know it's pulling from her past experience. And as someone that's only an ancillary fan, I don't know all of her body of work. So, but they could have done a heck of a lot more with that character, and Rian Johnson being his, he wanted to divide the audience. That was his total goal, and that he hit that 100%. So, I don't know. I don't have an idea. I mean, I like Salty Cracker's idea, but again, if you were going to do that, you would never even have her on the merch. I would want to believe, and I've worked for interactive marketing firms before, and we would do that kind of stuff, and we would not produce work that we knew was not going to go well. If the analytics told us that. If we weren't sure, then we had to kind of do an A/B, and we would do A/B testing, and then sometimes we'd say people reacting to this and not that, and we'd shut something off. In fact, when I used to work for Tide and a couple other Procter & Gamble websites, we had software specifically written that we could just turn it off in an instant. We'd have to redeploy and nothing, just flip a switch and boom, all that content that people were not reacting to positively would just disappear. So either that or it's a scam. And I mean, I wouldn't put it past Disney to get the outrage mob going, get the normies to go like, oh yeah, where is Rose Tico? Well, I don't understand. And then say, hey, they'll come up with some excuse that'll probably be false, and they'll release it and she'll be out there, and then it won't sell because she didn't sell the first time either. And these people complaining about it the loudest won't buy any of it anyway. So what do you think? Why do you think Kelly Marie Tran, her character Rose Tico, is not on the merchandising that showed her previously? Now, again, with the selling stuff, the individual stuff I can understand, but not the group pictures, because that has nothing to do. Now, the other side of this is isn't she Korean descent, if I remember correctly? So there might be, because China does not like Koreans. They don't basically, the Chinese don't like anybody but themselves. And that might be part of what's going on, that stuff wasn't going to fly in China, so they had to take her off. That's another angle that none of these people are actually exploring, and as opposed to the faux outrage nonsense that has been debunked over and over and over again, and several times by Kelly herself. So what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for bearing with me through all this stuff. There's so many articles. I mean, this is just like all over the internet. It's just blowing up like crazy, and I really, I wouldn't be surprised if it was fake, but I wouldn't be surprised if China had something to do with it. Thank you very much, and we'll see you. Goodbye. I know I was singing. Yeah, well, I've got so many that I want to get through, and I don't really. I sort of had an idea, and now I've kind of lost it. I waited too long. Waited way too long. 3, 2, 1.